That is what a theme is for. It really gives you, okay, this is what you need to do next, and this is the thing that doesn't really move you closer to your theme. So it just makes decision making easier, just having your own guide as you go on through the year. Hey guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Now my goal is at the end of this video show you guys how to set your 2021 goals. Now 2020 has not been the easiest year ever, but it was still a year for a lot of introspection, a lot of really growth, like self-growth, because we were all stuck in our house. So I'm hoping that for a lot of the time that you had to yourself, you're now getting ready to get to 2021, set that goal, and you now know that life has to be a little bit more flexible. Now, if this is your guys' first time on my channel, my name is Lacaba. I am the virtual ate. I've been working from home since I was 15 years old and now run an outsourcing agency here in the Philippines. And I post videos every Sunday and Thursday on how to work from home. So make sure to hit the subscribe button right there so you don't miss any of my videos. Now, I'm actually going into this video without my 2021 goals yet. I usually do this at the end of the year, but I wanted to make this video especially for you guys who are trying to see, okay, what can I do next year? How can I set the right goals that will keep motivating me whatever happens, whatever 2021 looks like for us. Now, there is going to be a few things that you guys will need to be able to go along with this with me. So first thing is a bunch of post-its. It could be literally anything that you find in the house. It could be like a whole A4 paper that you find and you just cut it up into different pieces. The point of it is have like different places where you can write something. Now, you can definitely do this with just a journal, with just your diary. You can definitely do that. But for the purposes of this video, because I want this to be a little bit more visual for you guys, I'm going to start sticking stuff on my wall behind me so you can see as we go through the process. Now, another thing you guys are going to need is, of course, pens. As many pens as you can if you want. If you can be, again, super creative about this, you can be just straightforward and follow the process. But I recommend, of course, just having pen and paper ready so we can just get right to it. So one of the first things that I really recommend if you're setting your yearly goals or monthly goals is to be able to celebrate your wins. Now, what I mean by celebrate your wins is to keep in mind all the things that you have accomplished, things that you've started, the things that you have moved forward in the year. And I'm lifting you guys up a little bit because I want to show you my own win board. So I actually have a way where I print all of my photos of the things that I've accomplished in the year and actually put them up on my board right behind me. So right here, which is why I had to lift you guys up, is because it's actually higher than me. I've put like the travels that I've been able to do. I've been able to like do the headstand. I got monetized this year. You know, everything that I have been able to accomplish this year, I've put up in some symbolic way up here. So like birthday cards that I got in, like awesome feedback that I got from different people. When I launched my course, I put it all up there. The reason why I really start with celebrating your wins is then it doesn't feel like you're starting from scratch, which is something that happens a lot when you are setting goals. It's like, why am I setting these goals? What's the purpose of these goals? It's to remind yourself that you have done the work to build this foundation. You've done the work to be able to get to this point where you can now push yourself into the next year. So for me, since I've already set a little bit of the wins that I've had this year, I'm going to add and write down all of the other things that I know that I was able to accomplish that I didn't put up a picture of. One of the things that I will consider as a win is going to be, I've done 10 podcast interviews, so I'm going to write that down. Now, I know you guys won't be able to see it, but basically I'm just writing down all of them. Here, I'm going to start kind of creating like a little bit of what my base looks like as I'm creating my 2020 goals. Okay, so I've now put out my 2020 wins. Like, of course, 2020 is not done, so there's probably going to be more, but I'm just writing out all the things that I have achieved. There's a high possibility that I'm missing some things, but these are the things that pop into my head. And the point of it is to kind of a little bit time yourself. You could do this for 5 to 10 minutes. The point is to kind of dump. Other point of really celebrating your wins is you get to the point where you have the right mindset to be able to set those goals. So that's why I started with this first. So once you've celebrated your wins, you have listed it all down, the next step that you want to do is to be able to look at your big, hairy, audacious goal. Now, if you've never set your big, hairy, audacious goal before, make sure to check out last year's video on how to set your goals. But basically, a big, hairy, audacious goal is what will your life look like if you had all of the resources, all the money, all the support to be able to get whatever it is that you want. So for example, for me, my own big, hairy, audacious goal is to be able to get to New York. So I have it all up there, and I even have like the apartment that I look look like, how I will look like, every other else that I want to be as part of my life. So this is my own, like what my life would look like if I had everything, all of the resources that I would ever need to be able to succeed. Of course, this is going to look different for everyone. Your goals might be different from mine, of course, because these are part of what makes me me, but you have to find what does that life look like for you. And once you have taken a look at that big, hairy, audacious goal for yourself, the next step is you have to then set your 2021 BHAG. You have to set your big, hairy, audacious goal for the year 2021. So what that can look like is, again, if you had all of the resources, what is a goal? What is a big, hairy, ridiculous goal for you that you can do that will move you forward towards that BHAG? But this one I'm going to use yellow, so it's a little bit brighter. But my own 2021 goals, for example, is to be able to actually get 20 more clients for my executive assistant agency. The reason for this goal, the reason why I want to have 20 remote executive assistant clients is because then for me, it means a lot of different things. It means that I'm earning a lot more. It means that our agency is growing a lot more. So it just means more to have this kind of number of people coming to us and us being able to help them with their executive assistant needs. So I'm just gonna put this right above here. That way, again, I'm coming off of the foundation that I put up this year. This year I've been able to launch a course, so I'm able to also create a course for the executive assistant, for example, as training. I've also been able to narrow down our own process of getting clients, so it's going to be easier for me to get to this goal, but that is currently like my 2021 goals. I know that if I can reach this, everything else moves toward my big, hairy, audacious goals, which is getting to have an office in New York. Now, the next thing that you wanna break down is once you have that 2021 goals, and it might not be easy, it might take you a few moments, it might take you some time to figure it out. For me, I've been working towards this goal for so long that it was so easy, like, yeah, that's my 2021 goal. You might want to really take the time, maybe journal it out, maybe visualize, maybe go on Pinterest and find what are the possible goals for you. But the point is now, this is a little bit of your foundation towards the next step, which is creating 3 goals from the 12 areas of life. Now, what this looks like is basically, there's this couple, John and Missy Butcher, where they created the 12 areas of anyone's life. I'm going to hold a paper because I'm going to read it off because it's going to be a long list. But basically the 12 areas are love relationships, your friendships, adventures that you want to go on, it's the environment that you want to be in, it's your health and your fitness, your intellectual area, so like how you motivate yourself, how you push yourself to be learning new things. It's also your skills area, your spiritual area, there's your career, there's your creative life, your family, and lastly, your community. Pick 3 things, 3 areas from this 12. You don't have to do all of the goals for all 12, although you could, and start already breaking down, like, if I got this 2021 goal of mine, what does the 3 areas of my life look like? What are those goals for those 3 areas to help support this one? That's why we're putting this first, and then we're putting in the smaller goals or the more focused goals in your life. So for this video, I've picked 3 areas, which is going to be career, creative life, and my health and fitness. Again, they have to be able to support your own 2021 BHAG. So for example, for my career, one of my goals for that is to actually get to a point where I'm actually training a project manager to do what I'm currently doing in the business. That way, I'm going to be a little bit more detached. I don't have to be fully like really working in the business. I can be working on the business. So that's my own little weird goal. One of the things that you have to keep in mind when you're setting these kinds of goals, they have to be SMART goals. They have to be specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time bound. Now, time bound wise, they have to be within 2021. They have to be relevant to the 2021 BHAG. They have to be something that's achievable for me, like something that I know I can get to. They're measurable and specific, so I know what the end goal looks like. Again, for me, that looks like having a project manager. And creative life wise, my goal is to be able to get to 100,000 subscribers here on YouTube. That supports my goal of getting more clients in a way that as I build my brand, I know more people are going to come into my YouTube channel and see I'm the person who can help them find their executive assistant because of my expertise about work from home in general. So that's kind of my creative life goals, is to be able to get to 100,000 subscribers here on YouTube. And of course, I know to be able to get this goal, I have to be healthy. I have to be feeling good about myself to be able to push through the days that are just going to be harder than others. That's why I've picked the health and fitness goal, which is to reach 55 kilos. I'm currently 60, so I have 5 kilos to go. But this means, for me at least, that I'm always going to be able to keep up with the stress, with the problems that will come up because I have a good physical body. Now, once you have this, you already have your BHAG, BHAG, you already have the 3 areas of your life that you're going to be focusing on in that year, and you've set the goals for those 3 areas. The next thing that you want to do is create a theme for the year. Now, the usual way that I teach this is, imagine that 2021 was a chapter in the book of your life. What is the chapter name of that year? And this is something that I always try to think about, like, okay, what does that look like for me next year? For 2020, my theme was light, to be able to get to the light, because at that time last year I was really struggling with my mental health, so I really wanted to get and find that light. So I like follow the light, be the light, inner light, and light up the world. And I was able to follow that, and that's been the theme that I've been following the whole year. Every time that I go through a crossroad but I'm not sure where to go, I ask myself, which one of these will bring me light? Which one of these will help me be lighter in that sense? And I follow that path. That is what a theme is for. It really gives you, okay, this is what you need to do next, and this is the thing that doesn't really move you closer to your theme. So it just makes decision making easier, just having your own guide as you go on through the year. Now, for me, because I have been thinking about this for a while, it's going to be essentialism. I'm picking this because I'm actually currently reading the book with the same title, but I'm going with essentialism because 2020 was a year for a lot of experiments. I went here on YouTube, I'm on TikTok, I'm on a lot of different places, but now I have to really start thinking about, okay, how can I narrow down? How can I reach out to more people who I can help? So essentialism is going to be my theme. So anytime that I'm faced with a lot of different choices, I'm like, okay, what is actually essential? What is something that actually needs to get done versus listening to all of the noise? So this is my theme for 2021. Now, it goes with a lot of my goals, like getting to 55 kilos, because that's essential, because I want to live longer, I want to be healthy. Getting to 100,000 subscribers helps me build my brand, thus gets me closer to a lot of my BHAG, a lot of my other goals in life. And of course, to be able to get the point where I can hire a project manager for our business, I have to be able to get to the point where everything is narrowed down to what is actually essential to keep building this business that I have. Now, once you have this, once you already have the theme of your year, the next step is now breaking it down into habits. Now, if you guys haven't watched my video yet on habits, you guys can check it out right here. But basically, you have to build the habits to keep moving forward towards these goals. Because if you don't break down your goals into habits, it's kind of like just putting things out there and not really doing about it. So you want to look at the different goals. Maybe you've done all 12 areas of your life, breaking it down. You now have to see, okay, what are the things that I can do every day, every week, every month? You can do all 3 that can move me towards this. So kind of like how we broke down the 2021 BHAG into the different areas, what are now the things that, based on your theme, based on these goals, that you can break down and see what are the ways that I can keep moving towards this goal? I'm going to use my last small blue post-it right here. But basically, for example, for me, to get to the point where I can get to 55 kilos, I have to really maintain working out every day. So I'm putting that as one of my habits, is to work out every day. And I know within myself that it doesn't have to be a full, like, hardcore workout every day. I can just do a little bit of a minimum. But the point is to move my body so I can feel good about myself, feel good about my body, and to keep moving forward. And I know to be able to get to 100,000 subscribers, I have to really be consistent with my videos and also start collabing with a lot of bigger and bigger people so I can reach more audiences. So that's going to be 2 habits that I have to really keep in mind, is consistency and collabs. And to get to the point where I can hire a project manager, one of the habits that I really have to place within myself is to create systems with everything that I do. That way it moves me forward to be able to train someone without fully like committing to just studying them and giving them training. I can just give them the systems that they can follow so they can move forward. Again, the whole point of this is to really make sure that you follow through with your goals, that you're not just throwing things out there, that you're actually following through with them. Now, the last 2 things that you have to do to set your goals for 2021 is track your wins. Just going back to step 1, track your wins. Track the things that you do to move forward towards the goals that you have set. It's already making sure that you are really moving towards it. And the last thing is to just make sure that you're flexible. Just like the year 2021, I had a ton of goals that I wanted to hit. I had a ton of things that I really wanted to make sure that I achieve. One of them was traveling out of my time zone, which of course never happened. But I was flexible enough to keep in mind that I can still be a public speaker in different countries, which I have. I've kept in in mind that I can still make connections with the internet with people I've never met in person. So that's kind of the way that I become flexible with the different goals that I did set out in 2020. Now, make sure if you guys have already created your own 2021 theme, make sure to comment it below. I would love to see it. I would love to read it. I do still reply to every comment that I receive, so make sure to let me know below. And of course, if you guys like this, make sure to hit the thumbs up button right there so this reaches more people. And if you still haven't yet, make sure to hit the subscribe button right here so you don't miss any of my videos every Sunday and Thursday. And make sure to share this video to other friends so they can also start setting their 2021 goals. And you guys can check out these other two videos right here for more tips for your digital career. Now, I hope you guys have an awesome day, and remember that small steps matters. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye!